Hello, and welcome to another moment in Take a 5 with Dr. Corvena Francis-Denton. It is a new month. Happy September to you. I trust that you have been well since our last video. Today, you caught me during a time when I'm doing a mid-afternoon reflection, and I am in the book of 3rd John. And what really stood out for me, and one of my favorite verses, is verse 2. It says, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in good health, just as your soul prospers. For I rejoiced greatly when brethren came and testified of the truth that is in you, just as you walk in the truth. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth. Beloved, you do faithfully when you do for the brethren and for strangers who have borne witness of your love before the church. If you send them forward on their journey in a manner that is worthy of God, you will do well." I just want to pause to point out a few key pieces in this chapter. The first is that we ought to wish good for others. And there are three things that he really wished for his brethren here, the believers, the body of Christ. He says, "I wish that you would prosper. I wish that you would be in good health, just as your soul prospers." Can I take a moment to just talk quickly about those three things? I wish that you would prosper. One of the things that I've noticed about prosperity is that we measure prosperity based on what society says prosperity is. But I've been focusing on prosperity from the perspective of, what do I want for my life? What do I want my life to look like? What do I want to be able to do? Have I set goals that I've accomplished? And how closely am I to those goals? Prosperity for me means waking up every day and chiseling away at a goal that I've set and taking it one step closer. I want to challenge you that you start to think of prosperity from that perspective as well. Not prosperity based on what the world says you have to achieve, but prosperity on what you want for your life and for your family. Then he says, "I wish that you may be in good health." I have to confess that my 20s and my 30s didn't really focus on praying about my health. But as I got older, I realized the importance of being in good health. In a moment just like this, we can go from being in what we consider to be the prime of our life to the most significant health scare in our lives. And so my prayer for you this September is that you will be in good health. And if you are experiencing a health crisis or a health scare, that the healing power of God will flow through you. And finally, he says this, "I wish that your soul will prosper." Can I talk just for a little bit on this? We have gotten so good at encouraging the flesh. We've gotten so good at catering to the flesh that sometimes we forget to talk about the soul. We've got one soul, one single soul. And so often we focus on the prosperity of this world. So much of our time is focused on how we prosper in this world, but not necessarily how our soul prospers. So for this month of September, I encourage you, change your posture. Start to think about your soul. Start to think about your salvation. Start to think about where you will spend eternity. And if you haven't made that decision yet, talk to your pastor, talk to your minister, talk to somebody and say, walk me through how to make this most significant step in my life. And then he says something, and I'll close with this. He says, treat each other good in a manner that is worthy of God. And if you've done so, you would have done well. Can I challenge you this new month? We're more inclined to treat the people we know very well, more than we are treating strangers. Be nice to the person you don't know. That person at work that you don't necessarily have a lot of conversation with, that person that nobody else wants to talk to. We never know what the other person is going through. A smile on the face doesn't necessarily mean that the heart is smiling. That person might just be waiting on the Christ in you to speak to their soul and bring it back to life. In this season of Take a 5, take a 5 for you. Think about your soul. Think about your own prosperity. Pray about your health. But don't forget, treat the person you don't know with the same respect, love, and care that you would give that person that means the most to you in this world. God bless you, and see you soon in another moment of Take a 5.